The DC Cinematic Universe has been a topic of discussion for the last couple of weeks now, ever since Marvel director James Gunn took over the helm as the new CEO. Under James Gunn's leadership at DC, he will be in charge of live movies, video games, animation, and all of that is a daunting task for anyone. With James Gunn now in creative control, there are many questions that still needs to be answered. Will he reset the universe, or will he continue with it? Will he recast, or will he move forward with the current guard? If he does reboot, what will that look like and who will be cut? Over the last couple of weeks, we have received a few glimpses of what to expect, but not too much has been revealed yet. There is a lot of doubt right now about Henry Cavill's Superman returning, even though it has been reported for months now that not everything is set in stone. More superheroes like the Green Lantern will also most likely be returning to the DCU, although it does sound like they have absolutely no plans at all to bring back Ryan Reynolds' version of the superhero. They also teased a few other movies like Deadman and Lobo. Now, while the new DCU is being built, we also know that the old DCU is still underway. Next year, Shazam! Fury of the Gods will release. They will continue with the second Joker movie. They will move forward with The Flash, in which both Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck will appear if they don't get cut out, and then after that there is going to be a transitional period from the current DCU over to the new DCU directed by James Gunn, and that is going to be very interesting to watch. Now, one thing that does seem all but certain right now is that a sequel to the Justice League movie is going to be dead. The first Justice League movie was released with a very mild reaction. Most agree that the movie was rushed out and no one really wanted to see Steppenwolf. Although the director's cut did go on to fix a few of the issues, ultimately most just wasn't very excited about it. Even through all of that though, the overwhelming expectation still was that there were going to be another Justice League movie, as the first movie did set up for a sequel. With James Gunn's 10-year plan though, the sequel seems to be a no-go and a reboot does seem to be inevitable. The main superhero in Justice League is Superman, but with reports now popping up that Henry Cavill might not even return, no one really knows what the future is going to look like. Although a lot of fans were hoping that we would see a sequel to the first Justice League movie with the original cast, that does now seem to be all but dead. This has also been confirmed with a new report coming out saying that James Gunn's hiring has heavily changed the plans for a sequel to the Justice League. The hiring of James Gunn as one of the CEOs of DC Studios has ended up changing Warner Bros. Discovery plans for a Justice League 2. Since 2017, the DC Universe, formerly known as the DCEU, hasn't had a Justice League together on screen despite other franchises in the universe going forward. While Zack Snyder's Justice League cut ended up getting released on HBO Max, the iteration of the film is not considered canon to the larger DCU. Instead, the Snyder's cut was retroactively established to exist in its own continuity. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the hiring of Gunn has shaken up the studio's plans for a Justice League 2. Per the new report by The Trade, Warner Bros. Picture Michael DeLuca and Pamela Apti wanted at least one more installment with the established Justice League actors. However, that was prior to Gunn and Safran beginning to work on their 10-year plan for the DCU, which is currently in flux. Neither Gunn, Safran, nor anyone from the studio has commented on the story. So with that, what can we expect going forward? Moving forward, we already know that there is going to be one massive change. Ezra Miller is done as the Flash. The character will move forward in the DCU, but it will not be under the current version of Miller. This is but the first reboot that we can expect going forward. Then we obviously also have the recently released revelation that Wonder Woman as we know it is also dead. They decided to kill the trilogy, and with that it is unclear if they they will reboot her or recast her or both. Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman 3, which has been greenlit after Wonder Woman 1984, is reportedly not moving forward in its current version. One of the most prominent Justice League heroes in the DC universe has been Wonder Woman ever since Gal Gadot brought her to life in 2016. After Gadot debuted in Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice, the actor went on to headline her own Wonder Woman movies as well as 2017's Justice League. Since 2020, Wonder Woman 3 has been in the development stages, with Gal Gadot set to reprise the role and Jenkins helming the prequel. However, only a day after Gadot celebrated her casting anniversary, Wonder Woman 3 ran into a major block. The Hollywood Reporter broke the news that Jenkins' Wonder Woman 3 is currently considered dead in its latest incarnation. According to their sources, Jenkins has resubmitted her treatment, which she co-wrote with Jeff Johns, to the studio. However, the new DC Studios and Warner Bros. Picture leaders informed Jenkins that the sequel as it stood didn't fit in with the new plans that are in the works for the DCU. On top of this, there are also additional suggestions that other Justice League actors could also be replaced. Again, we already know that Ezra Miller is out. Ben Affleck will most likely also be replaced by Robert Pattinson. Right now, it is still unclear exactly what the plans are going to be for the Justice League going forward, although if I was a betting man, I would count on the fact that they are just going to be completely rebooting the Justice League. They are going to spend the next 5 years building up a new DC before we are going to see a brand new Justice League movie. It will most likely involve a few of the original cast members, and then there is also just going to be a bunch of new ones. We saw James Gunn already did this with the Suicide Squad, so there is no reason to believe that he's not going to do the same with the Justice League.